Um, I just have been meaning to make a couple of videos and I have the energy for it, even though I sound funky because I have a cold right now and I'm looking epic. I got this new, I think it's like a women's sleep shirt that has coffee all over it. It made me really happy and I saw it at the Goodwill yesterday. Okay, so I'm gonna close this door so that all of us can get a break from the whining that is Ace, the water dog. Let's get a little tea as well. So this is an activity that I find can be really helpful, and it's called the then what. Okay, it's a rendition of something that I learned from Quasi Joe here, and it's really great for times when you're ruminating and your brain is like everything is terrible and everyone's gonna die, and it's like telling you all of the scenarios. It's like catastrophizing, right? And it's like trying to convince you of all the things. Okay, so um, I feel like, can you still hear the dog? I can still hear the dog. Let's just what we've been doing lately. I have a great grandma named Verna who had a very loyal, sweet dog, and I've been asking great grandma Verna to hang out with Ace and bring her dog so that he doesn't feel lonely because I think it's social anxiety. Okay, great grandma Verna and dog, can you go hang out with Ace, please? They do it pretty immediately. Thank you. Okay, so I don't know if you could hear, but he stopped whining immediately. Okay, so the then what activity. Okay, it's best if you do this on paper. Okay, there is something very powerful to getting things on paper instead of just doing them in your head. When you have it in your head, um, the whatever that is, that part that is like keeping you on that cycle of like, nope, everything's going to be terrible, it's all going to crash and burn. Um, it just can keep you from finding a resolution. Its goal is to keep you from finding a resolution, even though it's claiming to tell you that it's helping you to find a resolution. Its goal is to keep you in that loop because that will help you to stay on high alert, and it thinks that it's saving your life that way. So it's not trying to like bullshit or manipulate you. It just really, that's what it thinks is going to save your life. So get a piece of paper or type it on your phone, either way. I think writing is really nice, but whatever's right for you. What you're going to do is you're going to say sort of like the first scary thought, whichever one comes to mind. So it might be like, for example, I have no like inquiry calls scheduled today, and I typically have two every single Sunday. And so that's the first time in a year and a half that that hasn't happened. And my like part that's like, yeah, owning a business is risky and you're not gonna ever get another client again is really active. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say like, okay, let's say I never get a client again, and then what? Okay, and then you're gonna write out with your best version of like your most mature adult self that like reparents you, that voice. See what you can come up with. So mine might be, okay, I never get another client again. I reach out to someone who specializes in marketing and I see if I can share this information in like a marketing way, which I've never done before. Okay. Um, and then what? Then I'm going to see if I can get some clients through the marketing thing. And if I don't, then I can see if there is like another speech pathology job that I'm qualified for that would work, like the one that I was previously working for. Okay. And what if that doesn't work out and you're miserable? Okay. Then I can um, look for other companies. Okay. And what if that doesn't work out? Okay. I can get a job at uh, uh, like Trader Joe's or CVS or Whole Foods, which I've done before. I've worked at CVS and Whole Foods, not Trader Joe's, but I think I could get a job at Trader Joe's. Okay. And then what if you don't have enough money to pay your mortgage? Okay. I could rent out a room to a college student. Okay. And what if you can't get a college student? Okay. I can sell the house and I can get us like a room in somebody's house. Okay. And what if you can't sell the house? Okay. I can declare bankruptcy and do the same thing. Get us a room in somebody's house. Okay. And what if you can't find a room in somebody's house? I can apply for emergency housing through the town and stay with a friend until until that housing comes through. Okay, and what if no friends will let you stay with them? Okay, I will make sure that my kid is safe by having him stay with his other mom, and I will go to homeless shelters. Okay, and what if the homeless shelters turn you away? I will sleep on the street, and if it's too cold, then I'll go to the emergency room and let them know that I was gonna die freezing on the street. Okay, and what if they turn you away? Then I might die freezing on the street. And then what? Then I will not have these problems anymore. You see, so it just kind of makes it pragmatic because, like, yeah, okay. Um, when we come to the end of the then what, it's almost always dying. And if our greatest fear is dying and we're like constantly spinning our wheels to not die, that just tells me that I think dying is wrong. And then what I can do is tap into radical acknowledgement, which is how I like to say radical acceptance, the concept of radical acceptance, because it's not that I'm thinking it's acceptable, it's that I'm just acknowledging it is how it is. And when I come down to it and I acknowledge how it is the case that everybody dies. Um, and I it is the case that most people are trying to prolong their life or put off their death, but like I don't think it's actually that big of a problem. Like if I did die, my kid would be affected and sad, um, and some other people too, of course. But like I know that he would be able to overcome it because I just have interacted with enough people on this planet who have lost a parent at a young age and they're okay. And I know that I'm really good with death because I had a near death experience and I enjoyed it very much. Um, so it doesn't sound that bad. And like I haven't been in a homeless shelter before, but I have lived out of my car before and been like, I've been without any money before. So I also have the benefit of like, um, not being scared of that. So I know that some other people are still really scared of those things, and that's valid. And as you go through this worksheet, or the then what exercise, it's not a worksheet, you may come to the point where you're like, yep, this is so terrifying, right? Like it may not feel as blasé as it felt to me to be like, and then I'd be homeless, and maybe my kid would, um, if you don't have another parent, maybe your kid would go to the foster system or whatever. And maybe that sounds so horrifying. And that would be something to spend some time with, like you can pause and you can be like, wow, I'm like hugely sad about that or hugely scared about that. And then do some tapping in and some taking breaks from that huge fear. But spending time with that fear in whatever way that you can and showing yourself that, like, it's ultimately like not as scary as you think it is, like really spending time with that fear and getting to know it will help you as you get into these thought cycles because you can be like, yep, it would be okay. um and I guess at the end of the day, like the overarching thing that you're going to be connecting in with or getting acquainted with is the idea that like it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to die. It's okay to suffer. Like, it's all okay. And when we're trying to, like, when we're constantly like, it's not okay, it's not okay, it's not okay, then it becomes something that we have to fight against or run away from or disassociate from. And when we're like, yep, it's a part of it. Like, when we see a squirrel dead on the side of the road, we're like sad, but we're not like tortured, right? And we're not like torturing, like up at night, all night, thinking, like, how can I save the squirrels? And why is that? Is because we put it into our paradigm that it's okay and makes sense for squirrels to pretty regularly get hit by cars and die. Why is that okay? Just because we think it's okay, right? So if we were able to learn that, like, it's okay that people lose all their money and become homeless and lose their kids and die alone, then it would also be okay, right? There's no like good reason why it's more okay for the squirrel to get hit by a car like every day you see one, and why it's less okay for these kinds of things to happen to these other animals who happen to be called humans. So I know that's a little bit of a reach for a lot of people, but it's something that is very helpful for me, and I wanted to share it with you. So if it feels helpful, give it a try. If not, no worries. Love ya.